Hey, what is up, guys? Evanaldo here. So, the big elephant in the room now that we'll talk about before we get into the technical analysis here is going to be Bybit. I mean, biggest loss in crypto hacking history. I mean, there's been other ones. Mt. Gox is the one probably a lot of you guys have heard about or know about. I mean, this is huge. It's huge. And, I'm not an expert on this. I didn't read, into massive detail on what happened, but it looks like it was one of those hacks where you sign with your damn hardware wallet to the wrong thing, and it's like a hacked version of whatever you're trying to sign to. I mean, the most like obvious signs of those that I've seen are kind of where you get that weird airdrop thing or whatever for an NFT on OpenSea, and then you gotta sign here to claim it or whatever, and then once you sign, you get your whole wallet drained. I've had it's one of those hacks, kind of like that, and I mean, obviously, so the thing that potentially makes this bearish for crypto would be the vulnerability. If this gets hacked, who's to say, you're safe with Fidelity, with the ETFs, you're safe with, those type of things. Can those get hacked? And, I think it's a lot of human, I don't want to say stupidity, but a little bit of negligence here, because if you're signing, there should be more, let's say, precaution to what you're kind of signing towards. And I think that their negligence will kind of be blamed for this, and I don't think this is an actual vulnerability in the security of crypto, security of ETH, or crypto in general. Let's say, I don't think. I think this could. I mean, I guess worst case scenario, this could when we get into because you had your trigger wave forming on the 3 day. Now you're kind of falling off on that. You're ejected very harshly from this area right when it happened. Actually, and sometimes it's kind of like you're like, does the TA say the news hit this huge area? I was thinking, I mean, without this hack, I could see us the opposite of kind of happening, or us dilly dallying around 100. But yeah, coming back down to kind of those areas right here. And now this is probably nothing too bad. Yeah, just where we were the other day for Bitcoin. Now trigger wave right here. I guess, yeah. I mean, as the pendulum kind of swings back and forth for the odds of, do we break up, do we break down? Now they're maybe slightly more in the downward kind of area. You got their blood diamond on a 20-hour. Maybe that finally brings us down to 91. Or okay, that should have been locked. So it is a little, let's say, concerning. Still got your wave right here in the 2 day. I mean, it is a Friday. It's going to be a little bit hard to kind of read this market completely. Money flow coming out on the weekly. So, yeah, I mean, the pendulum keeps swinging back and forth a little bit here. I mean, I'm still in, I was a little bit hesitant on it, or I was a little bit less confident on it yesterday. I was still in a Bitcoin short, trying to target these levels, but I am in an ETH long and an AVAX long that I've been in for a while, especially the AVAX long. So I'm kind of just waiting this market out a little bit. Obviously we're either going to break downward to at least probably 87, 86, or we break upward to that 115 to kind of 120 right there. Let's see. So right to 25, that kind of area. Just looking at ETH and too, because it was an ETH hack. I suppose the same hack could have happened with Bitcoin if they're trying to transfer Bitcoin or whatever. But yeah, if anything, can't go any worse for ETH. But yeah, I mean, a fierce rejection off of this area, that previous highs, kind of like the TA just goes hand in hand with the news sometimes, just right, kind of almost to that level. I think the big area right now that I would lean towards, based on these blood diamonds, based on this type of stuff, would probably be that 2,500 area. That's what we'll have to, wait for and, kind of analyze and see here. You still got this wave on your 4 day, so that's the thing too. I mean, you don't really invalidate that too much unless you like lose this, because if you look at what happened here, we had that wave there and then we came down, but it still took its time, but it still played out. So as long as you theoretically don't lose that 2,100, now that's still far from where we are right now. It could get depressing, but as long as you don't lose that, you got something brewing, maybe trigger wave in the weekly. So I wouldn't get too depressed over this. From what I see, it's just going to go down as probably the company should have had better security, better ramifications, and somebody was kind of, whoever clicked that button wasn't. Maybe I could be wrong, but whoever clicked that button for Bybit to sign with that wrong, the hacker, whatever, they probably weren't doing their job correctly. They weren't, following what they should have been following, I think. Yeah, I mean, monthly forming here on ETH versus Bitcoin. So, I mean, I wouldn't get overly scared just yet. Solana, that's the other thing too. Now that you have this, there may be more sell pressure to the downside. I could definitely see it. That area right there, that 153, I think could absolutely be, what's the word? Yeah, it absolutely could be relevant here. Blood diamond right there. I mean, you could try to short this down to that area. You could. It is a Friday. Sometimes these blood diamonds give you the bottom, signals, or you bleed down a little bit more. I don't know why I was looking at Stellar. It's kind of, this is, I guess, would kind of, one of two things I think is going to happen here. One, we'll go with the more negative one. One, it's already topped out, bull market peak, well, not even the post-halving, you're there, and then you come back down. Or it's more like this area right here. And I think this is probably going to be true for a lot of this market. This could be a double top or something. It's Stellar, let's be real, but maybe something like that. That's a big jump for Stellar, but maybe. Can it go that high? Maybe. Maybe a double peak, similar to kind of 2017 in some ways. May of 2017, and then right there, I mean, this was December, though, so this is kind of in its own ballpark. I don't know why I was looking at this, just curious. But the important thing, too, that we want to realize that would kind of be good for, and keep in mind, too, I think crypto's held up pretty well today, given that traditional markets really took a downturn. You're seeing some, bearish real FUD on traditional markets, and let me just show you that on so worst day of the year. It could be wrong, I could be completely wrong, but typically that does mark negatives. You got people who, I'm gonna seem dumb, but I don't even know who this is. This guy looks like the type of person who wouldn't like Doge. Usually those things are bottom signals, but not always. Anything could happen. Blood diamond on the daily here on the 30-year. All the yields are looking pretty bearish. I think one of two things is going to happen. Well, I think for this, most likely you're going to come down. But for crypto, one of two things is going to happen. It's going to come down with this. That would be like here. Crypto's going to come down with this. It's going to be bloody. Or it's going to be more like here. History doesn't repeat exactly. I would think it would be more like here. More like kind of the end of 2023 as we come down and crypto comes up. That's what I've been talking about for a while. I think you could have lower, probably not by April, but by time you see the next end of quantitative easing, probably will be in June, could be a little bit earlier. End of quantitative tightening, could be end of June or whatever. So I do think that that's what could kind of fuel part of these altcoins as this comes back down. You'll see probably mortgage rates, at least a point. They're high sixes, they'll probably be high fives, mid 10 to this year. So that's what I generally think. We'll see. Is that enough to fuel an altcoin season? Maybe. Maybe not. But when we look at others, no, I think it would be. I definitely think it would be. Could be wrong, though. But I'd follow the 4-year cycle. You look at others right here, hitting off of that area, still forming that reverse head and shoulders. I think, very important place would be to hold 250 bill, or at least hold 224 bill, so trigger wave there. I mean, it's looking not the greatest thing, but definitely not the worst thing. I'll say that. Others versus Bitcoin, dilly dallying around that area. Hopefully you'll see a bottom. Maybe not, though. That 2-week I am liking how the VWAP's coming up. Money flows finally starting to come up a tiny bit there. I'm kind of liking that 2-week, not with major confidence. 3-week is still kind of, well, I mean, it's I don't think he would come down below this area here on others versus Bitcoin. So for altcoins, I don't think he would come down like that much more. Cardano, still dilly-dallying around these levels. I think we're eventually going to jump up. The Bybit thing, it kind of threw a wrench into this a little bit, but like I've mentioned multiple times in this video, I think it's more just negligence. It wasn't something that, shows a huge vulnerability in all of crypto. If they do have trouble with withdrawals and then go bankrupt because of this, you're going to see, you'll probably see a damn, Bybit's a bit, you'll probably see a 70K Bitcoin sadly. I don't think that's going to happen though. The only thing really giving us that case would be probably just the fact that you do get 30% corrections in the post-halving years generally is like what you saw in 2021. It is pretty common and in 2017. So yeah, anyway, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Special like button, subscribe to the channel. Oh, and one more thing. If you guys are interested in trading, check out BYDFI. Link down below. You get 10% cash back on your deposit. Same thing on BloFin, up to 5K futures most. 10% cash back on all your fees in BloFin. Same exact thing on ByDFI as well. If you sign up my link, you get 10% for life off of your fees on both of those exchanges. And if you sign up to either of those exchanges, deposit at least $100 to give you 1 free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. There's also a Signal bot we got in there for BYDFI. If you have access to the VIP or you sign up my link with BYDFI, deposit at least $100, get access to that. A lot of good trade setups there. I'm still messing around with it. I'm gonna get rid of it. It's not good, but I think there's some decent calls there. Good ideas there. Obviously not financial advice though. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Smash the like button. Goodbye.